Hello everybody, I'm Rachel Sawani. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share a channeled message from the Arcturian Council of Light about our starseed heritage, the Starseed Awakening process that's happening right now, and some of the Ascension codes that are coming online for us. Today I've been connecting with them quite strongly. They came in really strong for a client of mine, and then even after our session was over, I kept getting downloads and messages about what they wanted to talk about and share. So I have some notes with me that I'll be referring to, some bits and pieces of things that they want to share, but I'm really looking forward to getting the whole message and helping you all learn the ways that they are assisting us on our ascension paths. So I'm just gonna, direct my thoughts and awareness to them right now and tune into their energy. They come in with a very, wow, I'm getting like a strong ringing in my left ear. Really strong, interesting. They come in with like a very blue frequency. They're known as the blue beings. They come from this star Arcturus. They're one of the many different main galactic races that have helped seed planet Earth, as many of us starseeds are awakening to our life path and purpose and missions as star beings of light that have incarnated on Earth for a higher purpose, and that is to help the planet and all to ascend. So they told me earlier that part of what they were wanting to talk about and share is about Stargate Ascension and blue fire soul healing codes and DNA activations. So let me tune into them and see what they want to talk about that. So on a collective scale, there's a Stargate Ascension happening. We know this, collectively speaking. The blue fire soul healing DNA and activation codes are present on our planet right now. They're coming in higher frequencies and higher amounts due to the opening of the Lionsgate portal that is ushering in new codes and signals, new downloads and upgrades coming in from the galactic center and coming into Mother Earth. So it's all about healing Mother Earth, these codes, but it's all about also activating our soul fire, the blue healing frequency within our own Christ consciousness DNA, and crystalline structures that are turning on and activating the more these codes, these blue codes, they're calling them, of light are received and heard because they're being broadcast. So it is our mission to serve in highest alignment with our higher selves, and these galactic codes are triggering us to have kind of speed fire, rapid firing, triggering synapses in our brains, firing off our own cellular memory triggers or setting off cellular memory triggers, the functioning of cellular memories to recall and remember and activate our starseed heritage DNA, or that which is of our starseed, our personal starseed mission and heritage that's living within our DNA structures. So our DNA structures are alive with this knowledge, and this is a living transmission that is being beamed down from this higher galactic star system of Arcturus through the telepathic or my telepathic communication with the Galactic-Federation of Light, of that which the Arcturian Council of Light is a part of. This highest federation, which works in tandem with all councils of light that are working to promote human growth and evolution and conscious evolution from a planetary system scale and from a galactic systems scale. So our awakening is a precursor to us being able to receive and download and interpret or remember these codes of triggering and activations that are going on, they are felt in the heart chakra, but they are received in the crown chakra. And the stellar gateway chakra is our portal to activation. And the Merkaba, sacred geometry structure centered in the portal, or between the portals of the stellar gateway and the soul star chakra that are like 12 inches above our head, and where we enter into our galactic space or outer space through our inner intention and inner space and wisdom to connect with these higher realms through the use of this transportation portal device known as the Merkaba triangle. It's a tetrahedron structure is what they're showing me. So if you don't know what that looks like, then do look that up. But it is a portal and a gateway and an activation. It is the portal and gateway and stargate activation to the stargate. A portal and gateway to communication, and it turns on or activates you to this stargate ascension that they're talking about, which is the higher ascension, which is what connects you to the galactic knowledge and the galactic realms, which are, from a 3D perspective, considered the higher dimensional levels and realms that allow us to tune into our galactic nature as star seeds and our heritage and why we came to Earth and how we came to serve our missions in alignment with these activation codes that want to come online right now is what they're showing. So they're ready to come online. These dormant codes, which are carried within the divine blueprint of our DNA, are ready to come online. And the Arcturian form is what is being triggered now through this message and through this transmission and through these Stargate or blue starfire healing codes that are activating within us all. On some conscious or unconscious level, this activation is taking place within all who are inherent star seeds of the fifth dimensional consciousness and above. So the blue fire, I keep looking at my notes because their messages are coming in really fast. The blue fire soul healing codes are what put us in alignment with the higher frequencies of source energy for our soul growth and healing. Whatever is being activated is on a level of higher soul knowledge, healing, and activation. And so this knowledge is being beamed down through our communication with source. So it's like our telepathic communication with the Arcturians and the Arcturian Council of Light opens up a doorway and a pathway for us to channel source more directly and to communicate with our own higher source nature, which is our higher self, and to embody through these light activation codes more of our true source power potential, and to integrate this into human form through our ability to recognize and take on or absorb this knowledge and download this knowledge and integrate it on a cellular level. So past life memories are going to be coming up to the surface. In dream time, we might make more connections with our star brothers and sisters. The feeling is like we're going to remember where we have been star-seeded from, or the planets of our origin and star birth as star beings of light as these codes come in. So these codes have ties to our galactic family systems and how we were intelligently designed and created by source nature as creators and we're destined to design and bring forward these intelligent codes from the Arcturians in a way that's going to help us redesign or retemplate these codes into our physical structures and the manifestations that take place in the matter realms of matter, or the physical realms of matter and existence. So on the earthly plane. the structures and systems that we will cooperate or collaborate with other starseeds to create are coming online. These programs are these remembrances, these powers of manifestation are coming online now in a heated fashion, I'm hearing and being shown. So it feels like this is like we're very strongly energetically being pulled in certain directions and lifted in our own vibration in certain frequencies to inhabit or to inherently draw down these codes and to remember our soul purpose and mission and how we're being called to align with others and be guided through our own process with our guides and starseed family members who are guiding us as well, and the ways that the Council of Light are guiding us towards recognizing these powers of manifestation and these tools of manifestation. So tools and trades, I'm hearing trademarks of this power of manifestation is our ability to tune into our own unique vibration and see how that vibration is one of mastery and self-mastery and skill. So the more we learn to master our own skills in a way that embraces all of our spiritual gifts, is going to accelerate our growth process and our human growth process, or the potential for us to grow collectively to higher embodiment or versions of our light selves. So these blue healing frequency codes are helping us to align more with the power of our higher self and the ways that we were intelligently designed to download this data and retrieve this data and retrieve this information and then share it through our own unique vibration in the way that we have been inherently guided to do so. And that comes from our DNA, they're saying. That comes from what's been encoded in our DNA. So that's why when the light switches start to turn on, the light bulbs start to go off in your head, and you remember the ways you came to serve, and you remember the ways you've been called to duty and called to action. And it's all divinely timed in the fashion that it manifests. So it's all about divine timing and synchronicity. So when events happen in your space and time, they're saying that are divinely guided, that are divinely manifested in a synchronistic fashion, in a lucky fashion, meaning all the stars aligned and you were given this opportunity and it was birthed into your view. Know that is part of your divine mission and how you are here to serve as a starseed and act as a starseed activator. Because those with these codes that have been, the more starseeds on the planet with these codes that have been turned on to these cellular memory structures, the more that we are going to begin to unite from a telepathic perspective in this union, which is unity consciousness, which is what the Christ consciousness is bringing about, this reform and change in structure of the way that we think, we think, and the way that we work together in unison for the higher cooperation of all, in a way that is forming these sacred bonds and sacred unions from a higher level perspective. We're bonding from a galactic perspective when we begin to recognize within others their starseed inheritance and how we all come from the same one, which is these different planetary systems that have been spread out through the multiverse and beamed down here through intelligent design, the plans that we are basically open channels to receiving at this point. They're calling us open ports or channels to receiving this downloaded information and to come into a energetic merge with the collective consciousness at the starseed level, at the galactic level. So this is really what the ascension process is about. It's about building enough energetic charge to reach the higher galactic levels, soul fire charge to reach which is also a quantum charge, to reach the higher galactic levels, where this information can now be downloaded and received through these open portals of communication, these open channels like the stellar gateway chakra, that's allowing us to tune in and receive, also through the transmitter perspective of the Merkaba. So this is a transmitter that has been tuned on, and this is what this Merkaba spinning structure that we can also view as a portal around us, that spins around us, that we are inherently within, that's part of our energetic field and makeup, is what is magnetizing this information to us. So when we set our intention to turn our Merkaba on, to spin our Merkaba, whether we view ourselves as being transported within an actual portal, within an actual Merkaba around us, or if we visualize it coming through the stellar gateway soul star chakra, or positioned in between there, and turn that on and spin that, this is the way that we receive the information. So the Merkaba is our, is kind of like a code or trigger energy form that creates the pathway for this type of portal and communication and downloads to work. So this is something that you can work with under the guidance of your team and your spirit guides as to how to use this Merkaba activation in a way that is going to bring more of these healing codes forth, but it's essentially energizing and magnetizing your own charge, which is the blue fire, soul fire charge, which is going to bring in the healing codes and the higher awareness of your connection to source and the galactic realms. And that's going to give you the ability to download this information faster and to see quicker and faster the ways that you are going to use this intelligent design to create and design your own life more intelligently, speaking from a perspective of cooperation with the galactic realms. So I have noticed that a lot of people that I've been working with and channeling for are starting to make new galactic connections, especially with different councils of light. And this is them just drawing your awareness to your starseed communication abilities with the different galactic councils, even if you are not from that specific council of light, or even if you were not seeded from that specific star system or race of beings. The fact that you can pick up on codes and activations from all the different councils of light, and including the hierarchy structure of the Galactic Council of Light, then you are able to, you can receive codes from any direction through this portal activation. So, of the Merkaba that they're talking about. So this is about galactic family systems integration. This is a model that they're calling galactic family systems model of integration, and way of interpreting your own starseed heritage and your own connection to the stars through your galactic communications with your star family beings and ascended masters, because many of them have galactic ties as well. So the more you tune into the galactic fields and energy systems, the more aware you become of how you've been related or seeded from these different planetary structures, and the more this family unit becomes integrated on a collective scale. So we are now in the process of creating a collective grid of starseed awakened ones. The Starseed Awakening is upon us. It is a new stage of the awakening process. So whereas we had to endure what we call a spiritual awakening to get to the starseed level of activation, many of us that are watching this message have now reached the level of starseed awakening. You are the Starseed Awakening one, and this is that part of that process of the galactic family systems activation that's coming in these downloaded healing activation codes from a soul star perspective that are allowing us to integrate in all of this information that is inherently provided through the 12 strands of our DNA. So more of these 12 strands are turning on for many of us. We are at least the third level of turning the third strand on, and it's almost fully powered and activated, and we're moving now into the fourth strand of activation and awakening, and it's just going to get faster and faster. The more we activate, the faster it speeds up the process of activation, so the easier it is for the new switches to fire or turn on. So that's what they're showing, like cell fire or the word fire, but also firing as in turning on in a circuitry sense is the best way I can put that. Is there anything else? Inherent opportunities. Yes, there's going to be inherent opportunities to design and create systems or structures that are more harmonized and balanced in the way that they function. They correlate to building new communities and new ways of working together, new ways of perceiving your role as part in the whole and as a part of the whole communications system. The whole communications grid is turning on right now, or powering up. The more we tune into our own abilities to connect with our higher guidance teams in the form of the galactics. So this system is powering on now and is being powered by the light of the star seeds who have turned on and opened the lines to their own portal of communication. So this Merkaba, again, is a interdimensional transportational device that is transporting not only us in not only our awareness or drawing down information, but it's helping us see how we're all connected from this star grid. So it's like they're showing different spaceship fleets are connecting to this grid as we are connecting to those fleets. It's like a bunch of us are in traveling as a spaceship fleet would in our own Merkaba, and that's activating others, and that's connecting this really intelligent space grid that is drawing down more and more of this galactic information to be it's going to bypass it's like creating its own divine matrix, but which is an organic structure, which is of an organic structure, but it's bypassing the false matrix that was created, which was meant to kind of create as sort of a firmament or barrier to this higher connection. So that is the false light connection. There is a false light connection where one can feel like you're picking up on emotions from the collective consciousness, but there's a barrier to entry to this starseed or higher galactic field that it comes in the barrier with our beliefs. So our beliefs and the patterning of these beliefs, when we fall into these false light coded matrices, we are essentially giving our power away, giving our source power away to others to dictate for us how we should feel, how we should act. But through our own spiritual awakening process, we essentially learn to bypass that system. We see past that illusion of fear-based ways of thinking that harness fearful outcomes, and we bypass that and we tune into the frequency of love through our heart chakra, and we are more open as channels to receiving higher messages from the structure that's above that, which is coming in from the galactic realms, the ones that love us and are here to protect us and provide for us all of the signals that we need to turn our DNA switches on. So it's a matter of tuning in to those signals and tuning out any lower vibrational broadcasts or frequencies which are of the fear vibration or of that lower dense vibration that are holding us back from stepping into full alignment with our lion's power, I'm hearing, which is our strength and our might, which is our soul fire power that comes from the flame within our solar plexus. That's the flame of source energy that's always alight and burning within our solar plexus chakra, which is what has been ignited and turned on. And we are aligning more and more to our own power, our own soul power, our own creative and driven, soul-driven needs and ways of expressing ourselves according to our unique vibration. So there's an element of fire aspect, creativity that is going to be sparked, that's been sparked now. The flame has been lit now, and this flame of creativity is in forward motion, it's in forward momentum, and it's spinning. It's spinning like the Merkaba is spinning at faster and faster speeds, and it's allowing for this kind of interdimensional travel to take place from a linear perspective where we're traveling all over through all of the different dimensions, and we're picking up the pieces and parts that have been missing in our own awareness, conscious awareness of who we are and what we are capable of as human beings in this physical vessel, in this third dimensional physical state of matter that we are in. We are able to somehow like transport ourselves or our consciousness to other levels that are higher in dimension and frequency, to in other realities, essentially, to take us out of the space and time bubble that we are kind of lived, that we feel like energetically trapped in, to move through future timelines, to integrate from future timelines and past timelines, as in ancient wisdom and ancient times of Lemuria and Atlantis, which is our birthright to reform and to reorganize in a fashion that is in alignment with those higher soul aspects. So that is what the blue fire stargate ascension waves are bringing in, is just our ability to recognize our inherent godlike qualities that have been divinely programmed into our DNA, that want to be expressed and outwardly manifested through our own embodiment and ability to embody higher amounts of light. So when we can embody higher amounts of light, we're going to act more in accordance with the divine will of Mother, Father, God in a way that is for the highest growth of all. And that is what is happening with these ascension waves taking place. So these codes taking place are going to reveal more about our authentic selves, who we truly are as galactic beings of love and light, as star beings of love and light. We came to seed the earth as a living library of all of these beautiful galactic races that came here to live in peace, harmony, and in a unified whole in consciousness. And this is happening collectively through the Starseed Awakening that's taking place, and the earth grid, the grid of awakening and essential collective consciousness, that and unification process that's happening from a consciousness perspective, that's bringing in more of these plans and systems and structures to be divinely designed and created in an intelligent fashion according to source energy and will to manifest in a future time, but they've already been manifesting. So this is a lot of seeds that have been planted, ideas that we might have of what we want to, how we want to build, and how we want to design the structures of our new earth, which is like a new kingdom of light that will eventually overpower and take over this old system of creation, which is based on outdated, lower vibrational ways of thinking and perceiving our own human capacity and what we're energetically able to create. When we step into our power, as we did through the Lion's Gate, we're able to step into our sovereignty and to see our true connection to source, that we are not separate, and that we are able to communicate through open lines and open channels and these different portals and gateways to take on the code of source energy in a way that helps us to align with our highest self, soul, mission, and purpose. So I feel like that was a pretty heavy duty message coming in there. And I think in the beginning I was getting it in a more fragmented way, but it seemed to find more of a flow and it make more sense, at least to my mind, as I got towards the second half. So would love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. If you feel you are an Arcturian starseed, please share that as well, or how you might be picking up on some of this information, or the ways that you're being guided on your divine soul mission and purpose. Please do check out some of my other videos, which I channel different guides and different archangels and Metatron for advice on topics like mediumship, intuitive development, and also aligning with our higher self. So thank you, and please don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed this content, and please do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when more content comes online. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you next time. Bye.